Preparation of electoral rolls. In democratic elections, the list of those who are eligible to vote is prepared much before the elections. The list of eligible voters is known as electoral roll and is commonly known as voters' list. Voters' list is prepared by Election Commission. In the last few years, a new system of election photo identity card has been introduced. For voting, the voters can show many other proofs of identity like the driving license, ration card, passport, etc. Nomination of candidates. In order to be a candidate, the minimum age is 25 years. Every person who wishes to contest an election has to fill a nomination form and deposit some money as security deposit. Every candidate has to make a legal declaration giving full details of serious criminal cases pending against the candidate, details of the assets and liabilities of the candidate and his or her family, and education qualifications of the candidate. Scrutinizing of nomination papers. The nomination papers are scrutinized on the fixed date. The incomplete or incorrect papers are rejected by the Commission. Withdrawal of nominations. The candidates are given a date for withdrawal of their names. Publication of the final list. After the withdrawal, the final list is printed. Election symbols are allotted to the candidates. Appointment of electoral staff. The Election Commission appoints a Chief Electoral Officer for every state and one Returning Officer for every constituency. According to the Representation of the People Act 1988, the electoral staff will work under the control and discipline of Election Commission. Election campaign. Political parties issue their election manifestos and propagate their programs to the people through public meetings, processions, rallies, newspapers, booklets, radio and television. All the political parties in our country have agreed to a model code of conduct for election campaigns. According to this, no party or candidate can use any place of worship for election propaganda, use government vehicles, aircrafts and officials for elections, and once elections are announced, ministers shall not lay foundation stones of any projects, take any big policy decisions, or make any promises of providing public facilities. Polling. Casting or registering a vote in an election is known as polling. Nowadays, electronic voting machines are used to record votes. Once the voter enters inside the booth, the election official identifies her, puts a mark on his or her finger, and allows him or her to cast his or her vote. Counting of votes. After the election is over, the counting personnel are appointed by the election officer, who at the fixed place and at the fixed time start their counting work in the presence of the returning officer. Declaration of results. After the counting of votes is over, the election officer declares the candidates getting the maximum votes as elected. Election petitions. After the declaration of election results, the defeated candidate of the constituency can file an election petition against the successful candidate within a fixed period to the concerned court or election tribunal. In the petition, it is alleged that malpractices have been used in the election.